Recently, an ancient lost golden city is found in Egypt. Gold is a very important mineral in our lives. It can be used to save assets, buy and sell things, and can be viewed as one of the investment methods. When do you buy gold? Many people say a good time to buy gold is when there is an inflation. This is because inflation means you have to pay more to buy the same product. This means the value of money is depreciating. If your money value goes down, you wouldn't want to hold your money. Why? Because you're losing your asset. Then you want to find an alternative way to store your assets, such as buying gold. And this is because while your money value goes down, the value of gold is steady at most times. This is why generally people say it's good to buy gold when there is an inflation. Many economists say that inflation is coming as COVID crisis gets relieved. And this is because a lot of money has been printed and distributed out to people to save them from losing home or to avoid shutting down their businesses. And once COVID disappears, people would want to start using their money. However, because many businesses close down, there are less supplies in the market. When there is high demand to buy products but lack of supply, the likelihood is that the price of the supplies in the current market will increase, which means there could be an inflation. And COVID crisis seems to be getting alleviated as more people are getting vaccinated. In some countries like the US, UK, or Israel, the number of people being confirmed each day is significantly decreasing thanks to the vaccination. And Canada is also one of the fastest countries in the process of vaccination, and the graph shows like, huh? Anyways, in a short period, I would hope that our economy would come back on the track. And this might mean that you might have to prepare for the possible inflation. For this reason, many economists say it's a good time to buy gold right now. However, it seems like people are not interested in gold these days. Even with the ancient lost golden city, people don't get excited or thrilled. They don't really care. They don't even get surprised. Why? It's because we have something better than gold, which is Bitcoin. In the ancient times, Egyptians were living in the gold era. In the 21st century, we are living in the coin era. We all know that Bitcoin is a cryptocurrency and it can be used just like gold. You can use Bitcoin to save assets, buy and sell things, and use it as an investment method. But most of all, it is this that allures people to buy Bitcoin. 700% growth per year. Gold? People are like, come on, is gold even valuable? It sure is valuable, but comparing with this, gold becomes copper. It's the miracle of an alchemist. Then why is Bitcoin becoming so much valuable these days? When you think about it, it is just a coin. And with this one coin, you can buy almost 2 Tesla Model 3s. Moreover, this coin is not even tangible. It's not even real. Gold is tangible and shiny, and it surely lures people in, but Bitcoin? And one coin is worth around 60,000 US dollar. I'm not an economist, but to me it sounds like this one coin is 60,000 times more valuable than $1. And I might be wrong, and I hope I'm wrong. But as far as I understand, this means the future where the currency is Bitcoin is 60,000 times more valuable than the current world, is it? Why is Bitcoin so much valuable? One of the major reasons why people use Bitcoin is because it can't be tracked by any central institutions. For other currencies, bank is the central institution that manage our money. And great amount of that money actually goes to financial companies like Lehman Brothers or Goldman Sachs. Oh wait, there's no more Lehman Brothers. They closed down after making such a mess in 2008. Remember in 2008? The global financial crisis. It all started from American financial companies playing around with your money. So people are mad at these financial companies and also to the banks that lend money to the financial companies. And this anger was displayed recently through the GameStop crisis, or I should call it as the GameStop war. War? in between people and the financial companies. Anyways, currently people have anger towards the financial companies and central institutions that are managing the financial system of our society. This is one of the major reasons why the world came up with the idea of cryptocurrency. And using cryptocurrency, these central institutions cannot track or manage our money. This is awesome. However, I wonder if this cryptocurrency system is 60,000 times better than the current system. Of course, it's nice not to be tracked by the bank, and it's nice not to go over the bank to have transactions. Because if you think about it, when you send money from your country to another, you have to go to the bank and tell the teller the account number of the bank on the other side of the continent, and you have to think about the currency, exchange rate, taxes, and all that. It takes too much time, too much energy, and too much money. But with Bitcoin transaction, you don't have to worry about that at all. You just press some buttons and transfer is finished. And you really need to think about if this system is going to be 60,000 times more valuable than the current system. It actually could be for these people: drug dealers, mafia, and inhumane industries. If the central institution can't track and it is so simple to transfer Bitcoin, this is the perfect system for them. But I think there must be another reason why Bitcoin is so much valuable now. Have you ever heard of a place called Metaverse or Meta Universe? It is the virtual space where people can meet and feel like they are in the real world. And people say that Bitcoin eventually will be used as the currency in this Meta Universe. You can meet your friends here, play games together, watch movies together, or even work together. And all you need to do is just wear a VR headset and you enter into Meta Universe. Now there is one YouTuber from a small country called South Korea who talked about Meta Universe, and I will just share what he thinks about the upcoming Metaverse in the future. And according to this YouTuber, we're actually quite familiar with Metaverse already. League of Legends. You meet your friends or random people here at the Summoner's Rift, and you work together to kill the minions, to kill the dragons, and to destroy enemies' towers. Maybe League of Legends is not the best example, but what about this? World of Warcraft. You can choose to meet your friends at a specific location and have time together talking to each other. And you meet random people and there's no embarrassment talking about whatever topics. Why? Because they wouldn't know who you are, and who cares who you are? Your face in the Meta Universe will look like these. No one would recognize you. Right now in the physical world, because we can see each other's faces, we keep our manners, but in the gameplay, we don't really think about that. What you really think about is if this person is capable of killing this giant monster, or if this person is capable of conquering the dungeon. And this is going to be awesome. Why? Because there will be an end of this. Racism. Right now, there is a huge problem of racism going on. And think about it, race is not important anymore, right? Why? Because again, your face will look like this. And gender is not important anymore either. Why? Because there's no gender in the Meta Universe. It is going to be a great place where everything is equal. No more racism, no more gender inequality, more efficient transaction, more efficient work settings. And there is going to be no more offices. People who start the business don't need to pay rents anymore. They just can meet up and work inside the Meta Universe. Oh, people may think the work efficiency will go down because they are physically away and people can slack off. Well, I don't think so. Your work will all be put down into data. How many minions you killed, how many deaths you have, how much time you slacked off, how many mistakes you've made, and this data shows up while you are working. Working is going to be more efficient, it has to. And if your work is not efficient, the next day you try to log into the office in the Metaverse, a pop-up message comes up. You have been banned from this company. Firing people will be much easier. Well, we never know how the Metaverse will look like. No one can fully predict the future. But what you need to think about is Meta Universe going to be a 60,000 times more valuable place than the current one? Well, it actually could be, considering how internet changed the world. Meta Universe is something like internet that will completely change human behavior, business plans, entertainment, and life. However, don't you think there will be less respect to one another, more competition, and busier life? It could be a more comfortable world, but less peaceful world. And aside the Korean YouTuber's prediction, my idea on Metaverse is more like this. Remember the movie Matrix? It was a legendary movie back in the early 2000s. In this movie, people live in the metaverse without realizing that they are in the virtual world. Once the main character realizes that he is in the fake world, he gets a choice to either stay in the virtual world or get out and live in the real world. Red pill versus blue pill. And once he gets out of the virtual world, he realizes that the real world is not a place where sun shines and green trees are planted. There is no more sun probably because of the climate change and nothing green or environmentally friendly. The real world is collapsed. Probably this is why people had to get into the virtual world. And you really have to hope this doesn't happen in our world. Right now, in the world's most renowned science journal, Nature, there is an article worrying about the amount of CO2 emission due to Bitcoin mining is becoming a huge concern. You may wonder how Bitcoin is related to CO2 emission. For Bitcoins to come out into the world, very difficult problems have to be solved, and human brains cannot solve them, so computers must be used to solve these problems. And the amount of electricity these computers consume to solve the problems are enormous. And most of electricity come from fossil fuels right now. While the world is threatened due to global warming, and while our world is so focused on reducing the global CO2 emission, Bitcoin mining is certainly not helpful. It is a huge concern. But 700% growth in a year, this is so tempting. And there are many prospects that there will be more growth. Although many people say that there is a bubble in cryptocurrency market, the upcoming metaverse is something that will change the world's behavior for sure. For this reason, if you don't hop on this trend because you're worried about the climate change and unethical social issues, you might be losing lots of opportunity costs. Meaning, while others are earning so much money, you're not earning anything. And this trend is something that cannot be stopped. Metaverse will surely come, and Bitcoin will most likely be the currency in the metaverse whether or not you hop on or not. So I'm in such a dilemma right now, and I think you must be too. Actually, this is another example of the prisoner's dilemma. Prisoner's dilemma is betray or collaborate. 700% growth versus concern of climate change and unethical social issues. 60,000 times more valuable future versus the current world. Red pill versus blue pill. Egyptian gold era versus 21st century coin era. Ancient gold city versus future metaverse. In the movie Matrix, there is this quote saying, "Every mammal on this planet instinctively develops a natural equilibrium with the surrounding environment, but humans do not. There is another organism on this planet that follows the same pattern. Do you know what that is? A virus."